Hello everyone, and welcome to the Kenyon Sports Connections presentation of the Suzanne Helfant Show. To my left, Suzanne Helfant, head coach of women's basketball. Thank you for being here. We're going to jump right into things. You guys had a big 71-62 victory over Oberlin, and very important in that was a lot of different scores came in for you. Can you just kind of talk about that and their production?
You know, we really have been talking about for the last 2 weeks that we have success when we get contributions from a number of different people. And when we don't, we typically struggle. And I think that that's the first game where we really went a little bit deeper into the bench. I thought Shelby Gray was fantastic, came off the bench and really gave us a boost. I thought Avery Anderson did a really nice job stepping into a new role. But overall, it was, all the pressure wasn't on the same exact people. And I think that gave them confidence for us to then go into the Allegheny game.
And you talk about the Allegheny game, an 89-81 victory, and over a team that presses very tough and tough to break. And I know one of your leaders in the backcourt got into foul trouble with Maggie Bolter. Mm-hmm. So you can talk about that game and the keys to winning that one.
Well, they're a team that really tries to get you to speed your tempo up and to, they take a lot of risks. They give up some easy baskets because they take so many risks, but you have to be able to capitalize. And they try to fluster you. And I thought when Maggie got into foul trouble that Sid Sarah stepped up and did a fantastic job of running the show. And I think that one of the things that Sid learned was, in those open floor situations, she really is able to get to the rim, and she continued to take it to the rim, and she either drew a foul or she was drawing defenders and was able to get it into open shooters' hands. So, my thought was that, it was a great game for Sid to kind of come out of her shell a little bit because we needed her because Maggie had gotten into foul trouble. But at the end of the day, there were a lot of different people that came up with huge plays in that game. We shot the ball pretty well, but I thought Meredith Williams was key at times. I told Maureen Hurt at the end of the game, it's the best complete game I've ever seen her play. She was just a beast at both ends of the floor.
And you just mentioned a lot of different names, and Autumn Anderson has been out recently. So how have you been able to draw other players into producing when one of your key players has been off the floor?
Well, we, again, talk a lot about roles being fluid and things changing. And obviously, every team has to deal with injuries, and every team goes through their periods of kids getting banged up, dinged up. And, I really believe that our players are starting to recognize the importance of them being ready on game day because their number's going to get called. And, there were times that Shelby didn't get into games and Autumn was taking those minutes. But now that Autumn's, she is not going to be at our disposal, I think that there are other kids that really see that there's opportunities there, and they've done a really good job of taking advantage of them.
And I know Gasser asked you right after the Oberlin game if you had decided who was going to be on the cover of the next program because so many new players stepping up. Have you made that decision yet? Have we?
Well, the next cover is our senior day, so that'll be easy. All three of our seniors will be on there. Saturday against Ohio Wesleyan is our senior day, and we're going to be recognizing those three wonderful players that have committed so much to our program. So that's an easy one.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. And so now, transitioning to everyone's favorite part of the show, the off-topic topic. We wanted to know, with the Winter Olympics just around the corner, if you could participate in any sport in those Olympics, which would it be?
It would be curling because I am the reigning champion of the Sequoia Pool shuffleboard. And shuffleboard and curling seem to be parallel to one another. So I had a pretty good shuffleboard game back in the day.
Well, you might have to bring that one onto the basketball court and let your girls try to take you down on that one. That'd be a little fun game maybe. But so now you're jumping into the next week and a little bit of a weird scheduling game because Hiram got canceled, so you're playing Tuesday. Can you just kind of take us through that game and whether it's a little bit different of a mindset playing a day earlier than usual?
Prep time is cut. We only get 1 day to prepare for them, but it's an extra day because we've been preparing for them last week, and we got 2 good days of prep in. So we know what we want to do. We know how we want to play against them. They're a scrappy team. They're coming off a victory on Saturday against Worcester in a close game, so they've got some confidence and some momentum. But it's a game that like I've said, in games like against Hiram, we go into, and I think you can have this false sense of security, but because that team plays so hard all the time that if we're not ready to play, they're going to be right there to bite us.
And then another game this weekend against OWU. Can you take us through that game and what you see as the potential strengths and weaknesses of them?
Well, I think Ohio Wesleyan's very deep. They have a lot of different options. They have a really strong post game, and they can go 4 deep in the post. So we're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. It's going to be a fight. It's always a very good game, big rivalry with them. And I think that they're a team that is kind of peaking at the right time. They beat some really talented clubs, and I think they've got some momentum too. So it's going to be a tough matchup.
All right, fans. Well, if you're out in the area of Hiram this Tuesday, February 4th at 7 p.m., come out and support the ladies. And Coach, good luck to you in this coming week.
Thank you.
For the Kenyon Sports Connection, I'm Matthew Ruskin. This is Suzanne Helfant. Thank you for joining us.